Hello and welcome to Made4Me. I am your host, Ellis, and I'm so excited for you guys to be joining me for my conversation today on the topic of how artificial intelligence can lighten a faculty workload. Before we get into our topic, I want to first give my cat some pets. Abby is joining me as the co-host today, and you may see her tail visually if you're joining us on YouTube. So she is a tortoiseshell cat. She's about 14 years old. I have had her since I was in college, and she is incredible. She's a great cat. So I sometimes people ask, are you a dog person, a cat person? I love them both. I have 2 cats and 3 dogs. That's my co-anchors. Before we go into the topic today, I want to do a quick segment that I like to call AI Asks Me, where I have artificial intelligence generate a few questions to ask me and I just provide the answer for. The first one's a personal reflection. What's a habit you wish AI could help you break? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I don't know of a specific habit that I actually want to break right now. I'm pretty content with everything that's happening in life. So there's nothing that I do that I'm like, man, I really shouldn't do that. Maybe drinking soda, cutting soda back out, or exercising a little bit more. A hypothetical fun question is, if AI could cook, what dish would you want it to master? Ooh, that's so good. I think I would want it to master, I don't know, because my mind goes to steak right away, like filet mignon, because I think that would be really nice to just have instantly generated for me when I want it. But I really think any kind of food, like if it could make me food and I didn't have to make it for myself, I would be very satisfied. A thought-provoking question. Do you think AI will ever understand human emotions? Wow, the word understands where I'm getting caught up. So do I think AI will ever feel human emotions? No. I think that it is a computer. So it's a strong system. It's a supercomputer, if you want to think of it that way. And it is extremely powerful. And I think it will be able to develop an understanding of human emotions. But I don't think it will ever feel those because it's not human. It's just simulating that kind of feeling or that emotion. So if it will understand it on a logical, like point blank kind of terminology, yes, I do believe that, because we can define human emotions scientifically and logically right now. I do think the system understands those things. It is very thought-provoking. We are now going to go into the main topic, which is how AI can benefit faculty workload. I hope there's something that is thought-provoking and exciting for you when we talk about how you can use this new tool and technology in the teaching and learning landscape. What do I mean when I say faculty workload? I think in my personal experience, it comes down to the administrative tasks that faculty have to handle in education across the board. I use artificial intelligence a lot with administrative support, so meeting summaries, taking that bullet point shorthand and pulling it into more full-fledged notes, having it review emails I'm sending out to make sure they're grammatically correct, and seeing if there's any way I can make them more professional, or just seeing what the system recommends. I don't always use it, but it is great, like starting point, reviewer, brainstorming companion. It's just like having a colleague read over it before you send it out. I use it a lot with assessment automation in the creating process. When you have your lecture material and instructional material all developed, you can use artificial intelligence to review that material and then generate some assignment ideas based off what you've already provided. And then you can take those ideas and see what you want. So it's not an end-all be-all. It's a starting point. It's a template. It's something to get you going so that you can develop the strongest possible assessment types possible, if that makes sense. All right, so with the next topic, kind of in this overload topic, we are going to talk about content generation and curriculum design specifically. So curriculum design is where I really got involved with artificial intelligence. Again, my master's in learning science and technologies, and I was fresh out of my master's program with all these ideas and the way to do it traditionally, and then artificial intelligence dropped, and I was like, I want to use this for all of these processes. So I would generate lesson plans. I would generate outlines for courses. Rubrics were a huge one for me. I did not like making template for the rubrics, so I had AI start making it, and it became more specific each time too, because it can read my assessments, so it's more tailored to the outcomes I'm looking for, especially if my assignment instructions are clear. It also makes for a really good quiz developer or test developer. I used to spend hours helping faculty develop quizzes and tests, or taking a Word document and running it through a system to convert it into something that could be imported into a system so that we could have it in the learning management system. It was a drag. Now, when instructors upload all of that content, we can have that content run through artificial intelligence and it develop those questions for us. And then we just review the questions, make sure it aligns with the information that we're teaching, and see how we want to use it. If we want to use it, if we don't, the human component's still there because we're working with the system to develop it. It's just a much quicker development process. Again, it's not replacing us in any way. It is just making what we do more efficient. And I would like to also add that we can even do it for real world simulations. Chat-based simulations are a huge, huge way to use this product effectively for critical thinking, for skill development, for assessment, to see how your population is responding to the material and see where they have need for growth or development. If you're like I am and you use Blackboard, you can have a lot of this embedded into the system with their AI conversation tool. So we can program AI personas to have these conversations. There is a lot of talk about students having AI talk with AI, and how do we prevent that? So we've talked about measures like enabling some kind of quality checker to see what kind of information that provides us with. We use some of the sites that do AI detection on there, and we can enable Lockdown Browser to try to put some barriers on that kind of fallback or desire to fall back on AI for something that's not ethically supposed to be used for. In addition to that, we can also use it for developing. So I'm going to share a couple ways that I have personally used artificial intelligence to help with designing a course. So not only is it useful for generating your outline, it can also help you with your learning objectives. If you have those already established by your unit, you can have those go together and put those through artificial intelligence. So with some real life situations, it's best to hear from colleagues sometimes on how they're using it. So talk to people in your units to see who is using the technology, how they're using it. I mean, it's everything everyone's talking about right now, so you can find examples all over the place. Especially if you look in LinkedIn, a lot of people are talking about artificial intelligence there, and you can find a lot of articles by higher education professionals who are talking about where they think the impact is going. There's also ethical and practical considerations with data privacy, bias with artificial intelligence, and just general transparency on what's being used to train the AI systems. It's still something people are experiencing and learning how to navigate. So make sure you're always aware of what's going on with your data privacy. I probably will do a full episode on data privacy and digital footprint, and just make sure that you're utilizing any resources available to you to be well trained in artificial intelligence and how it's going to kind of change how faculty teach and how students learn, because it is a huge, huge tool now, and it's going to be a great thing for innovation, and it's also going to be a challenge for academic integrity. And how do we maintain that with this AI advantage or artificial intelligence era that we're in? And we do have methods, we do have strategies, institutions do have guidelines, so everybody is already way on top of this, and we're making great progress. I'm very pleased to see how involved higher education is in this conversation, because if we can't teach people how to use it effectively and ethically, then what are we doing? And I think education is just the best place to be talking about this right now. So it's exciting. So my key insights. So I think that artificial intelligence is changing education forever, and it's going to continue to change education forever. We're going to have more frequent digital ages. There's going to be more information to come at us than ever before. We've got access to more information than ever before, and people can learn and retrieve information a lot quicker than they were previously with the internet. So it's an interesting dichotomy we're in right now and seeing how the world is changing, but I also am excited for it. And I think it is a very cool time that we live in. I also think it's important to talk about how these AI systems can impact K through 12 educators, especially as the world has shifted into a harder place for teachers in some areas, and it's honestly just not a career field that has that kind of enthusiasm around it that it used to have. Like, people used to really want to be teachers, and we still have some people who really want to be teachers, but I mean, you all can see it out there. There is a massive need for teachers, so we need to put more support behind our teachers. And I think by giving them efficient training with artificial intelligence and showing them how they can use it for going through and developing lesson plans, still their ideas, what they know to teach, but this is helping them with that administrative task. Think about it. They can use it to help generate their schedules for the week. They can use it to help them with drafting specific documents so that they have a starting point. If they're looking for a creative activity to do in class, they can use it to come up with some brainstorming ideas for it. If they're working with younger students, they can see if the assignment is matching the grade level they're trying to connect with. There is so much that they can use it for effectively. A great website. If you have not checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's called Magic School AI. Not sponsored by them in any way, but they're just an amazing tool that I highly recommend you look into, because if you're a teacher, it's going to change your life. It is an amazing tool, and this simplifies that process for you and makes the artificial intelligence component of it not as scary. So check it out and let me know what you think of that product. As we go into the end of the episode, I want to talk about how would you want AI to support your work. So think about what you do. This can be for anybody out there, even if you're not doing a professional job, if you're not doing what's considered normal work. How would you want AI to support your life? How would you want it to make things easier for you? How would you want it to promote your learning, your personal growth, your development? How do you use it in your day-to-day if you're already somebody that's out here using it and playing around with the system? I'm just intrigued to see how it's going to change our society and our world, and I think it's on the path to do it for the better. So if we keep shaping it and having these conversations, I think we're going to stay on the right track. So the next episode is going to be out in a week, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. I will have a special guest joining me for the episode, and we'll have a great conversation on a topic. Thanks for checking us out on Spotify. Also, make sure to check us out on YouTube. My name is Ellis, and I've been having a great time here on the Made4Me podcast. Thanks, and bye-bye.